Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. My wife is super chill, which is why I will never have to sneak pulls of alcohol like this poor old bastard Perna. Now I like to imagine that this man isn't hiding booze from his wife outside, but that he's gone insane, and his bar inside is actually just filled with pool cleaning supplies. What weird stuff are you doing in isolation? Well, Lamar Jackson's finding the time to sue Jeff Bezos' his company, Amazon. Ever heard of it? I know she's retiring, but the best possible series finale would be Judge Judy presiding over the Lamar Jackson versus Amazon lawsuit. Can you imagine Judge Judy saying, "I eat morons like you for breakfast, Bezos. Did you really think you could sell not bad for a running back, Action Jackson, and LaMarvelous merch and get away with it?" I can imagine it, and it is glorious. Roger Goodell threatened to discipline anyone who publicly disagrees with him about the NFL draft. Kirk Herbstreit was trending because he predicts there will be no football, college or pro, this fall. Not sure why Kirk is the expert on that, not Tony Romo, but we'll discuss. Michael Brockers pulls out and leaves a stain on the Ravens, and another XFLer lands in the NFL. All that today on That's Good Sports. You don't have to be alone in this misery. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Better yet, convince a dumb friend to subscribe here and make the same mistake you did. I do have Big Dick Patreon shoutouts for Steven, Irwin, Ryan Locke upping to $5, Philip Rivers Only Black Child, Dennis King, Peyton, and Blue Ridge Mountain Plumbing upping to a massive $25 a month donation. That's very smart, cost-effective advertising for Blue Mountain Plumbing. And I can say for sure, they are the best plumbers that donate to this show. Patreon.com/ThatsGoodSports. That's how you support this channel. I appreciate everyone keeping their donations. You are amazing. You want to see something pretty cool? Pretty cool? You want to see something pretty cool? Yeah, the MLB and Fanatics are halting production on MLB uniforms, because they don't fucking need them right now, to make masks and hospital gowns. This is an obvious need for medical professionals right now, and we should acknowledge the companies and organizations stepping up in a time of need. I'm personally still waiting for Shock Doctor jockstraps to do the same. I mean, they have doctor in the name, and if we can protect the heroes in the medical community, we need these on their faces immediately, as I think that's a win for everyone. Now here's something you don't see very often. Michael Brockers, who was supposed to sign with the Baltimore Ravens, couldn't get a contract worked out with the team and decided to return to the Rams. I don't know what surprises me more here, the Rams magically finding money they don't have to pay Brockers on a 3-year deal, or the Ravens not closing a deal. I'm sure Brockers will regret this decision as soon as he sees the new Rams logo. Did you see it, Michael? I do respect Eric Dickerson's crusade as Rambassador to fix the tragedy that is the new Rams logo. He is my new personal football hero that I think about when trying to sleep at night. And not just because he said the Rams logo looks like a penis in an LA Times interview, but because if that's what Eric thinks, if he thinks this looks like a penis, Eric Dickerson, he has the weirdest penis in NFL history. I think we can confirm that today. Also, I got an email from Matt Madsen, who did a Rams mock-up years ago. He recently updated his design website and his work is better. Check it out at mattmadisondesigns.com if you want. I bring this up again to point out there were better options for Los Angeles, and they chose, willingly, not at gunpoint, this. In similar news, humans are willing to lick toilet seats. That's right, 2020, an all-time year for terrible choices. Bruce Arians confirmed Antonio Brown will not be signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Arians stated, "There's just not room for him on the roster. And oh yeah, I'm not a giant fucking idiot." I guarantee at this point that Antonio Brown has contracted the coronavirus multiple times on his own volition. Now the Chargers made another solid move in free agency. Very strange, I know. They signed Dallas Renegades tight end Donald Parham, a man whose name I have always said correctly. Now, Parham is a 6'8" tight end, and besides scoring one of the sloppiest touchdowns I have ever seen in any football league ever, he was the third leading receiver in the league with 307 yards. He had 4 touchdown receptions through 5 weeks, tied for second most, and averaged 12.8 yards per reception. All the more impressive when you remember, if you remember, quarterbacks Landry Jones and Philip Nelson combined for 10 interceptions, limiting the Renegades' offensive potential very frequently. Now, I wanted the Broncos to make a play for Parham, so it sucks to see him go to a division rival. Having 6 feet and 8 inches to work with in the red zone is a luxury for a quarterback, especially when Hunter Henry is your other tight end and all 6'4" of Mike Williams is available. And if you throw in 6'6" Justin Herbert, you've officially created a team whose game plan is to play keep away from your shorter, younger brother better than any other team in the league. In some news that only I care about for the purpose of the dumbest joke in this video, Chiefs linebacker Reggie Ragland signed with the Detroit Lions. This seemed like an obvious move to me, knowing the Lions already have Frank Ragnow on the roster at center. With Ragland and Ragnow united, we can finally say, without fear of being judged, the Lions are on the rag. And I, for one, never want to see the Chiefs stop bleeding players in free agency. Ooh, and that is how you do a period joke.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That is how you do a bad joke. Yeah, yeah. That is how you do a bad joke. And you don't care about it, 'cause the world's fucking burning. The world is fucking burning.
Kirk Herbstreit, who sounds like the place you buy illegal spices for exotic cooking, thinks all football is in danger of not being played this fall. I think we're all well aware of that possibility, but none of us need that dark shit right now, Kirk. I think it's time that Roger Goodell suspends the real troublemaker, disbelief. We need hope. And if Roger Goodell refuses to even postpone the NFL draft, I have to believe Goodell will make football happen, even if that risks the health of every single player and every fan of the NFL. The 2 things I know for sure are that the NFL only cares about money, and that they have never truly given a shit about what happens to the players. So, finally, if football does go uninterrupted this fall, we can...
Motherfucker.
If football goes uninterrupted this fall, we can all finally be proud of that. That's what I'm trying to say. Roger Goodell not postponing the NFL draft makes a ton of sense from a business standpoint. It would be the first real live sports thing any of us have seen in months. None of us know what it will look like, but I'm happy it's happening on schedule, even if it has less production value than the premium cam girls on your favorite adult site. The other thing I'm pleased by, Roger Goodell is still a massive jerk. Right now, while nothing makes sense, we need that kind of consistency in our lives. Knowing Goodell will do the wrong thing, even during a crisis, is reassuring. Goodell sent a memo out to the teams specifying that they will not move the draft or bring players to the draft, and that it will all be done remotely, and then ended that memo with a warning to anyone with the audacity to criticize the decision when he wrote, "Public discussion of issues relating to the draft serves no useful purpose and is grounds for disciplinary action." Disciplinary action, I say. Wow. He must be having withdrawals from not being able to suspend guys for smoking weed anymore. Fine, I'll suspend all who criticize me. That's what a good dictator would do, right? Yes, Roger, anything to be more like China, a model regime. As messed up as that is, I really do hope Patrick Mahomes criticizes him. But then again, he does have plausible deniability if he just says it was Ray Romano who said it. So maybe suspending Patrick Mahomes will be harder than I thought. Albert Breer posted this tweet saying that an AFC executive called the memo ridiculous and embarrassing. That's big. You never hear front office guys, even in anonymity, criticize Goodell. Breer made a mistake though. Admitting that an AFC executive said this guarantees the next winner of the Super Bowl will be an NFC team. Maybe the next 10 Super Bowls. Now, not that this was needed to reach this conclusion, but Roger Goodell is a bad leader. Threatening NFL executives, coaches, or owners for voicing concern about the draft during a global pandemic is pretty low, even for Goodell. The bar keeps dropping, and Goodell keeps sliding right under that thing like the best limbo participant on earth. How low can he go? The answer is always lower. Just wait until he starts fining players who test positive for COVID-19, or as he calls it, performance-enhancing virus. Now, I have a new favorite band, and this is really the most important part of the episode, by the way. The band is Parquet Courts, a rock quartet from New York City, and they speak my language, so much so that I wouldn't be surprised to learn that they watch this show. You might be wondering, hey Brandon, we watch for your football jokes, not your shitty taste in music. Cut it out. Oh yeah? Well, listen to this. A lyric more beautiful than anything Bob Dylan, Van Morrison, or Meat Loaf have ever bellowed from their vocal cords combined.
No apologies, and fuck Tom Brady.
Yes. And fuck Tom Brady. Music to my ears, outside of my very own Fuck You Tom Brady song.
Fuck you, Tom Brady. The best at showing us how you whine.
I have never heard something so beautiful.
Fuck Tom Brady.
Now, I looked up a list of their tour dates and could not find any upcoming shows in Boston, Massachusetts. They do have shows in New York, Maine, Maryland, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Toronto, plenty of northeastern cities, but not Boston for some reason. And to be honest, these are the heroes we need right now. I also don't know if they'll be allowed in Tampa Bay anymore, where all music venues double as strip clubs, but give them a listen. Lamar Jackson is suing Amazon. Not the Amazon, just Amazon, although I'd be scared to sue either one, honestly. He's suing Amazon for selling Lamar Jackson gear without his permission. Amazon thought they could get away with it by hiding all of the Lamar Jackson merchandise under the wide receiver category. Amazon. The difference, though, between Jackson and Bezos is that Lamar Jackson actually goes deep, while Bezos is strictly a middleman. And it's true that Jackson is suing them over selling merchandise with the word LaMarvelous on them, which I think officially means Lamar Jackson's deal with Amazon Prime Video is off the table. We will not get to see the season 4 debut of The LaMarvelous Mrs. Maisel. That's what happens when you are more proud of the joke than it is actually good.
Fuck Tom Brady.
Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Seriously, just subscribe, all right? And convince one of your friends to do the same. 2 of your friends is better. Oh.